Opening day of Wisconsin's bow season. My hunting buddy Josh Delkey and I have worked and waited all summer for this. There's a lot of anticipation, maybe too much anticipation. All those bucks we've had on camera for weeks, well, now they're only showing up at night. Those lush bean fields we had so much hope for, yeah, they're yellow and dying. Our plan to pattern a mature buck and kill him in the first week of the season, it's not going so well. And the excitement from the opener is fading into a comfortable routine. We hunt every day. We check the wind, climb into our stands in the afternoon. We watch some does and young bucks hit the fields, then we climb down in the dark. After 5 days, we haven't seen a mature buck, let alone had one in bow range. So what's a bow hunter to do? Give up? Wait for the rut? Go fishing? Hell no. It's time to fill the freezer. Alright, so we've been hunting for 5 days in a row, 5 afternoon sits in a row, and we've yet to see a mature buck from the stand. And you know, it's fun and all, and we're having a good time, but I'll admit, like, I'm starting to get a little antsy here. So tonight I'm gonna try to go out and shoot a doe. Specifically, that's what I'm working for. But we don't want to just do that in any setup. There's a couple areas where, you know, using HuntStand and using our summer scouting, we know that big bucks are kind of gravitating around, and we have a pretty good idea of where these bucks are bedding. One is there's a big swamp in the middle of the property that is just impenetrable. We're leaving that alone on purpose. The only reason we're ever going to go in there is if we kill a deer and it runs in there. And then the other spot where we know is a big buck sanctuary is there's a creek bed, and that has had a ton of buck photos come off of it. We've seen some smaller bucks there this week, and we don't want to kill any does over there either. So those two core big buck areas, we're just going to leave those alone unless if we're going in there specifically to target a buck. Now, on this side of the property, there's deer all over here too. Does, little bucks. There's a really good alfalfa field that we've got plenty of deer activity on. And the nice thing about it is we haven't had big bucks bedding around that area or on trail camera during the day in that area. So I can get in there, hopefully shoot a doe, pick her up, you know, have a great hunt, but not blow up the areas where we think we might get a crack at a buck later this fall. And that's kind of the whole point of like this early season. Like, we want to have fun, hunt aggressively, but not hunt so aggressively that we're messing up our opportunities for the rest of the season. And you gotta really use the knowledge that you've learned and logged in HuntStand over time to pick spots like this one where, like, I've got a good feeling about tonight. Red blood. Yeah, she's right down here. I mean, she went into the woods, made it maybe 10 yards into the woods, but I bet she didn't go 50 yards. It was just like a really ideal quartering away shot, and like I just felt good about it. And that's what we're trying to do, like shooting these does, like get perfect shots really close, they don't run far, and like just like get them. We're gonna go grab her and then like get her out of the woods, and like we're out, you know, just not a lot of disturbance, shoot the deer, pick her up, and we're out of here. So Josh will help me drag her out. Pretty nice, plump Wisconsin doe. Just a really healthy deer. Yeah, so we just check the deer in online right away, and then go to work, start quartering her up.
A lot of folks, especially in the Midwest, still kind of have a tradition of field dressing their deer in the field, regardless of the circumstances. Other parts of the country, it's a lot more common to just quarter an animal, especially if you're in a ways in the backcountry or something like that, but it's becoming even more popular to do it no matter where you hunt, because in reality, if you do the gutless method, it's the cleanest way to do things. There's no reason you need to get into that stomach cavity at all. There's really no reason you need to get into the body cavity other than to just pull out the inner loins. So doing the gutless method by just pulling off the forequarters, the back straps, you can reach in and grab the inner loins, and then you can cut off all the scrap meat between the ribs and the neck, and really you've got the deer as clean as you could possibly get it without ever having to mess with the guts.
One thing that we've been doing before every hunt, because the wind is so important, and we're trying not to be too aggressive and just like blow out deer early in the season when we just started hunting. So we're really trying to hunt the wind. What we do every time is we come up here. This is a big open field. There's no trees, there's no big hills, there's nothing to block the wind or change its direction. So we come up here, check the wind, and make sure that it matches the forecast, and then we pair that with our information on HuntStand, check the stand that we're intending to hunt, and make sure that the wind is actually perfect for it. And today it's right on. I mean, it's calling for northeast, and it is perfectly northeast. So we know when we go in there that the wind is going to be what we think it is. And it's, you know, sometimes, especially on a property that has a lot of contours, the forecast might be one thing, but then when you actually experience there on the ground is totally different. So that's why we just come up here, check the wind before we hunt every night. But here's the real secret to hunting the early season. Sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. And that's exactly what Josh did on a cool Saturday afternoon. He snuck into a point of timber where we had no trail cameras. We hadn't scouted it for a year. He knew the spot was between two key bedding areas, and it was surrounded by drying corn. But really, it just felt like the right play. And the more time you spend in the field watching deer, tracking their movement, the more often that these hunches turn out to be right.
That.
I just shot a big buck. He's going down. He's going down. He's down. He's down. I just shot a big whitetail buck. Yes. Robinson, call me. Call me right now. Hurry. All right. Normally I would wait longer. It's only been about 25 minutes, but I mean, I saw him tip over, so I'm just gonna sneak my way over there, see if I can find my arrow and see what kind of blood trail he left. All right, he was right in here. I just found first blood. I just found my arrow. You can see his tracks where he kind of took off running at first, and he really kicked up some dirt, but he didn't go too far. He only went about 50 yards before I saw him tip over. Holy smokes, I can see him up there. He's right by the root clump of a fallen tree after I shot him 2 other bucks hung around them for a long time. They were over here tearing up trees. And apparently they were all hanging together, but not anymore. All right, let's go. Let's go see what he looks like.
Mesmerized by this area.
I've been pretty obsessed with it.
You've been talking about this the whole damn time. I've never been in here, and you're just like, won't shut up about it.